Alright, welcome to my little tutorial. I'm going to show you how you can add a little bow to frame the back pocket of a pair of jeans. So the first thing that I want to do with this, and this is just going to make it easier since all the back of the jeans are going to kind of have different seams and different angles with their pockets, is I'm going to place the loops of the bows, and I'm actually going to cut off the ribbon part so that we can get it placed exactly how we want it. So I'll show you how to do that now. So what I'm going to do is just kind of cut right here so that I have that little part of the ribbon. And then I'll do the same thing for this little part of the ribbon right here. And then I can go ahead and get my bow placed, the loops of the bow placed exactly where I want them. So I want it to not be stitching into the seam here. So I'm just going to try to lay this over a little bit and get this bow loop placed right about here so that it fits within this area and it's not running into any seams. If it runs into seams, it's just going to be really hard to stitch through. I'm going to peel away the sticker from the backing and just place it down like so. And then I can go back in and just get these angled so that they're framing the pockets. So I'll kind of angle this one connected as much as I can, so that one works pretty well. And then I'll peel this one off and just sort of, if it doesn't line up perfectly right there, that's okay. You can just lay it down and just get the ribbon to go to where it's going to connect to that loop, and we'll just connect it that way. Just showing you that step so that if it doesn't frame your pocket perfectly the first time, you can sort of just go in like this, split it up, and then we'll have it nice and fitted to your pocket. Okay, let's start stitching. I'm going to use a size 5 DMC embroidery needle, and today I'm going to be using the DMC color 754, but you could use any color that you want to. I'm going to go ahead and start by getting my thread. So when you're getting your thread, make sure you're always pulling from the numbered side, that way your thread doesn't get tangled. And I'm going to use 3 strands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this right down the middle here and get 3 strands. There's 6 strands total. So we're going to use 3 of them. And then you can go ahead and get those through the eye of your needle. Pull about 4 to 5 inches down. Tie off a little knot on the opposite end. And cut away some of that excess thread after your knot. So I'll start right over here. That will kind of be the easiest place to show you to start. So I'm coming up on the inside of the jeans here, and I'm going to come right up through the fabric. We're going to be doing a back split stitch here. I think that will be a little bit, you could do a satin stitch, a really tiny satin stitch to fill this in, and that would look really nice. I think back split stitch is going to be a little bit easier, and I think it'll still look great. So for back split stitch, I'm going to come up through the fabric, and I'm going to make a down stitch a short stitch length away. And I'm going to start by following this bottom outer edge line of this part of the ribbon on the bow right here, because we'll probably have to fill in a couple sort of rows across to get it all filled in. So I'll start on the outer edge, pull all the way through, and then I'm going to come back up through the fabric a short stitch length away. And when I make my down stitch this time, I'm going to go back down through the middle of my previous stitches. So you're actually going to split them with your needle. And you can go down about also midway through the length of that stitch. So I'm going to put my needle right down through the middle of those stitches and pull. And then we'll repeat that. I'm going to come up a short stitch length away, and I'm going to go ahead and split this previous stitch now. And pull. And we're going to continue like that till I get this whole first sort of line filled in here. And then once I do that, I'll hop back on and show you how you can continue to fill this in. Real quick, I will show you how to tie off a knot in the back. So when you're running low on thread, you're just going to run your needle underneath a nearby stitch, leave a little loop out. Sorry, that loop's a little twisted. But then you're going to put your needle through that loop and then pull. And I usually do that 2 to 3 times on clothes just to make sure it's super secure. There's a little bit of a better look that time. And then you can cut off the excess, get the next 3 strands, and then we'll start again. So now that I've finished stitching that sort of bottom edge of this section right here, I'm going to go back and create another line of back split stitch that's going to be right next to this first line, and we'll work our way to fill in all the way back to here. So you'll probably have this thinner part all the way filled in, and then just keep going right next to it, and then we'll probably just have a little bit more that we need to fill in right there. So again, I'm just going to come up through the fabric right here. I'll go ahead and start with just a little back stitch. Sorry, you can't see. And then I'm going to come up a stitch length away from that. And go back down and split this stitch like so. Come up a stitch length away. Go back through and split your previous stitch and keep going all the way until you get to the end of this line. Okay, so I reached all the way to the end of that second line across that we did, and now I'm going to go all the way back to the center. So I'm just going to do another row across of this back split stitch all the way back to the center. Okay, so you can see we have just a little bit of space left to fill in here. So I'm going to start by coming up right about here, and I'll just go ahead and do a sort of another little line across with back split stitch all the way to here, and then you'll just have a couple little stitches left to fill in to sort of round that part of the ribbon shape out. Tie off your knot, and then we'll continue. Just going to show you how I'm sort of filling in this final little space right here. This is really why I love back split stitch, because it's so easy to fill in sort of odd shapes like this. There's no rule for, necessarily where everything has to fit in. Like if sometimes your stitches go back through some you've already made, it's all textured and it'll all blend together. So it just works really well. Especially on clothing too, because it keeps your stitches nice and short and tight, so the shape will hold. You don't want to be pulling any long stitches when you're working with clothing, because they'll lose their structure, they'll lose their shape. So this is a great stitch to use for filling in areas on clothes or just in general with embroidery. I'm just going to pull one more stitch right through here, go back through here. All right, so I've got this first section done. I'm going to go ahead and do one of the loops now. Okay, y'all, same sort of deal here. We're going to continue with back split stitch 3 strands, and you can sort of pick. You can pick to start filling the outer edge line or the inner edge line first. I'm going to do the inner one just because I can just work my way out that way. And again, you're just going to do back split stitch. So I'll start right here, make my little straight stitch out, come up a stitch length away, and go ahead and go back down midway through the length of that previous stitch, splitting those stitches down the middle. Now we do have a curve in this shape, so when you get to where it's curving, just keep your stitch lengths nice and tiny. You can even go just a little bit tiny forward. I'll hop back on and actually show you what that looks like so I can help you out there. Okay, so working around this curve, you can see I'm just keeping my stitch lengths really nice and tiny. And that will really help me navigate around this curve. So now I'm just going to come up a very, very short stitch length away and go back down. Again, you can see it kind of comes a little to the side here. So again, I'm going to come up a very short stitch length away here, and I can kind of help guide it back into place by sort of pushing the thread over with my needle and going back down right like that. And that sort of helps get our curve back on track. Again, I can do it right here. I'm just going to come up a very short stitch length away and sort of help guide this previous stitch back a little bit. And I'll work all the way around until I reach where I started. Okay, so I finished both of my loops, and now I'm just going to continue with the back split stitch and fill in this final stretch of ribbon right here, and then I'll show you a couple options of what you can do in this little center section after we get all that done. One thing to just point out on this particular part of the bow is that since this edge goes a slightly different direction than these lines, especially this part right here, kind of goes out instead of curving back in. Once you get a couple of lines done on that side, you can come down and go ahead and fill in that edge, and then all you have to worry about is just filling in any of that remaining space. Just kind of, for me, it helps visually sometimes to just sort of get both the edges outlined, and so then I would just come back through here, fill that in, and then I just need to fill in a little bit more space right in here with that back split stitch to get all of this space all the way stitched in. So all I have left is this little middle section right here, this kind of center of the bow, and you could do a little teeny tiny baby satin stitch right here, either vertical or horizontal, or if you want to make it a little bit easier, you could just come through and connect it through with some back split stitch from this loop to this loop, which I thought I was going to do satin stitch to start, but then I realized I want to keep this as simple as I can for you. So I'm just going to show you the simple way to do it, but know that you could put a little bit of satin stitch in there as well if you wanted to. So I'm just really being pretty haphazard with my stitches here, just kind of filling this in. And there we go. We have a beautiful bow here. So the next thing that you want to do is get all of the stick and stitch paper off. So you're going to take this and you're going to run warm water under your sink. Let the pressure of the running water start to dissolve away the rest of the stick and stitch paper. It can definitely take a couple of minutes to really start fully dissolving. One thing that helps if you kind of take your finger and sort of rub it, especially on the edges, sometimes the paper can sort of like to cling to the edges of your thread. So just sort of rub all around until you see that all of the paper is completely dissolved, and then let this dry completely. All right, so here is the finished stitched bow on the back pocket of these jeans. Of course, you could do it on the other side as well if you wanted to, or just leave it to be on one side. This is good to go. If you want to cover the inside, there is a backing that Sulky brand sells called Tender Touch, which you can iron on. It tends to not bother me. The threads are pretty soft if you use DMC, and they hold up pretty well as long as you tied off your knots as you were stitching. And so I just tend to leave it as is, but that is an option for you. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you'll join me again for another one soon. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.